Today we are going to learn about introduction to object-oriented programming. So before we move on to this topic, the world seen by a object-oriented programming. Look at this picture. You can see there is everywhere. It's normally basically this picture is like it's a living room. So in the living room we have more objects. Like we have object-oriented programming concepts are here. See the left side, the entertainment provider. It's like a TV. So it's normally it's called entertainment providers. So then quality cuttings, then uh, extend provide via controller, entertainment provided via controlment. So living space, then multi spin supporter, privacy management delegates in the indoor sections, then visitor monitor interface. See, so everywhere, if you look at everywhere, we have some objects are here. So look at any things we are looking, everything's object. So every objects they have some property. For example, entertainment provider is, yeah, it's television. It's called one of the entertainment is a normal word. It's like object word. Then in the entertainment we have so many objects. The it's like objects. They have so many entertainment like TV, then computer. Everything's like entertainment. So if you look at everywhere, there is a we have some object-oriented programming. So I will explain you how these all everything's how we can see as an object-oriented programming. How I can say, so it's normally every product, living room, everywhere we have some things. So how we can look at as a object-oriented programming, I will we see in the coming slides. I'll explain you how to see this everything. Why we call this object-oriented programming. I hope you're listening, right? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. We're
Okay,
listening.
you're right. Yes. See, what is object-oriented programming? So, normally the object-oriented programming we call as a OOPS. Normally everywhere they pronounce like OOPS. OOPS means OOPS, sometimes OOP. OOPS means object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is called as a OOPS. The object-oriented program is the paradigm. It's like example that allow you to write a program by modeling real-world things in terms of the class and objects. As I said earlier, last class, the before object-oriented programming, we use structure and function or procedure programmings. Oriented programs. The structure or procedure mostly we used procedure programmings. The procedure programming that time before we developed the object programming with use of when we used procedure programming, we cannot able to write a real world program for real world objects. We cannot able to write a program for real world objects. That's why the people uh, developed object oriented. The developer developed object oriented programming concepts. So this object oriented programming concepts, the paradigms allow you to write a program by modeling real world things. Real world thing means now you can see the so many programs. Now everything is computerized. Who are playing games, online games, it's called real world objects. Look at picture everywhere. Then if you're using now everything is remote controller, then access lifetime access. If you're using lifetime like all embedded systems, then now all online applications like shopping application, everything is called real world object oriented. How we develop the now you this one how we develop all the software based on the object oriented programming concept. So we need some concepts. So based on this concept only, we develop all kind of softwares. So this object-oriented program write a program by modeling real-world things. It's term of class and object. Basically, we are using class and object. Let's see what is class and object in coming slides. It not only making to represent real-world things in the programming world easiest, but also allow you to manage the complexity of your programs. So not only develop the real world things. So these programs support are easy the world easy to allow you to manage the complexity of your program. Say for example, now you are all playing PUBG. there's so many. All of you play aware about PUBG, right? Hello.
I know it.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm also not don't know because so many students if I related it to PUBG, they can, but I never played PUBG. See, you can short, you can make it a small game, right? Small. One second, guys. Okay. Yeah, if you're playing any small game, uh, so any small game like a fighting game or any game, there's so many objects will be appear. Sometimes if you directly if you go, so if you shoot or if you shoot, there is next moment you will want to you have to go to next level. If you somebody you have to take. That automatically game want to cancel, or if you turn some if you write so many things we need to write a program, so many things you have to add it, then you have to write the program for each and every moment what will happen. For example, if I go, then suddenly somebody should, what is the next moment? So we have to take it so many levels. So these all the level we have to write more codings. We have to more options. Either if you go, it will be this is the option. If you go like this, then we have to change the software. So the online games, if you're playing online games or online all applications, we have to write more. We have to manage the coding more things we want to write. So this, if you use this object-oriented programming concept, it's very easy. Then if you manage all complexity of the programs, or now we're using more mathematical applications, use for more mathematical concepts, or manufacturing company or structural company want to develop any software. See, so all things we have more complexity of managing all the things. So if you use this concept, very easy. So even though there are several programming paradigms. The like previous before object-oriented programming, we were used procedural and functional programming language, oriented programming language. Most of the code we written right today is object-oriented. Some of the most popular programming language are object-oriented. So now, if we want to use object-oriented concept, which software, which language will support? So now the languages are Java, mostly pure Java we call as a pure object-oriented programming, because Java is Python now pure object-oriented programming, PHP, hypertext preprocessor, JavaScript. These all support object-oriented programming. The C++ also is C++, Java, Python, PHP, Java. These are familiar language to support object-oriented programming concept. Before go. So then I said previously we used procedural oriented programming. Then now we are using object oriented programming. Actually, what is procedural? How procedural oriented programming were used? The procedural programming is about write the procedure or function that perform operators on the data. See, procedural oriented programming about to write procedures or functions that perform operation on the data. See, we had previously we had a procedural programming divided into set of functions. We store so many variable and functions to operate the data. Uh, you can imagine that previously, if you want to guys, if you want to create a data, I'll give you a good example. Okay. If you want to create, for example, now you all students, I want to create one student database. I want to create a student database. So if you students, so many functions are here. If I'm students, I want to, what are the data have students? First, if you want to, I want to create a student database. How I can maintain student? I will be collecting student name, student ID, all student date of birth, email ID, these all student contact information. Then academic informations, like what are the academic informations? Student, your first semester marks. Second, each I want to collect all the subjects. Then every semester there is some subjects, right? For first semester, second semester, third semester, fourth semester, fifth semester. Like every semester there are some subjects. Then I have total number of subjects, but all same data. Total number of subjects, same data. Every semester we have some particular subject, all that is also same data, but different methods, right? Yes sir, all of you listening, guys?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
boring you, or all of you okay, right? Because quite theory subjects. So if when you create the student database, student contact information is the same. And then if you go to academic, but same information but different types are available. Then if you go to extra curriculum, then if you go to sports, so everything, there are so many informations are there. Each and every informations, the function, perform, operate the data. Each and every functions, we will be writing the program for separately. Student name, then if you go to semester mark, there is separate coding. Then if you go to students semester wise mark, if you want to calculate student semester wise mark, separate coding. If I want to know about students consolidate mark statement, sports, separate coding. Extra curriculums, separate coding. I want to know your financial statement, separate coding. I want to know about attendance. If you want to develop the software, everything separate. Plenty number of coding you want to write. All of you now you can understand. If using procedural oriented programming, I want to develop one single program, I want to use plenty number of codings. So many lines I want to write. So that's why, so here procedure functions that perform operate on the data. So the procedural oriented programming divided into set of functions. So many functions. We store many variables and functions, then operate the coding. So many variables means each and every, I said every marks and everything we need to create so many variables, then we need to operate the data. But very simple, but easy to write the program, but it's very straightforward, but too much coding, so many codings. Okay, see each and every functions there is some data. Each and every function there is some data. Used coding step by step procedures develop the application. Procedural oriented programming, step by step procedures to develop the applications. See, in every functions there is a coding. So end of the coding with many functions with so many places. End of the coding, so many places, many functions, so many places. Then every program, each and every program, we need to copy and pasting the coding over and over. Many times we want to copy the pastings. So if you look at the program coding, it's like a mixed. If you want to easy, we cannot easy to find out any error, or we cannot easily rectify any problem or anything. That is very mixed code. So too much coding, all function, data, variable, everything is mixed. But while writing the coding, very difficult. So normally the procedure and the programming in the computer field we call it as a spaghetti coding. All of you know about spaghetti, right?
What, sir? Oh,
Spaghetti.
yeah. Yeah.
So this coding should be like that. We cannot find out where the start with where it will end, right?
Messi.
Yes, messy. So this, look at this picture. This previous procedure under programming should normally be like that. We are all mixed. Where we can start, we don't. The software programmers, they don't know where it can start, where it will be end. So everything's mixed. All function, data, variables, all things are ended. So instead of that, the remedy of this procedure oriented, they developed object oriented programming. So for example, the developing simple bank account application, we have to create account for individual, getting an account deposit, withdraw, get a deposit. So many coding line we want to write. So instead of this, we have object oriented programming. They developed object oriented programming. So object oriented programming, we can reduce the coding, so easy way to write the program. So all the codes cannot be repeated, so certain code is enough. Then I will explain you how we develop the program with object oriented programming. The object-oriented procedural-oriented programming is about write the procedure or function that perform operation on the data, while object-oriented programming is about create objects contain both data and functions. If you create an object or single objects, we can create a both data and functions. I will show you the example, then you can easily understand. It's coming since there is the object-oriented programming has several advantages over procedural programming. Object-oriented programming is faster, easy to execute. Faster means we can easily write very fast. We can write the program when you execute the program also very easy. Object-oriented provides clear structure for the program. Clear structures like not like a spaghetti. It's clear structures. So normally is clear structures start with end. We can put structure. So easy, anyone can easily understand. Some if I am write the coding, anybody can see easily can understand. It helps to keep the C++ code or Python any code DRY. DRY means don't repeat it yourselves. The code cannot repeat it. It makes code easy to maintain, modify and debug. Maintain means easily can maintain. If you want to change anything, modify it. If I want to modify the color or any data or anything variable, easily modify. Debug means error. If you will writing the coding, if you have any error, easily we can find out. Once procedural-oriented program is called step-by-step process. You can if I written if I written 100-line coding, somewhere is mistake means it will check first line, second line, third line. If third line is error, it will not go to fifth line. If I rectify the error in fourth line, then we will go to fifth line, sixth line, seventh line. There is error. So if I rectify if I correct the error, then it will go to 8, 9. If you go like step by step. But while you go for object-oriented programming, it's debugging means once I run, it will show all the errors. First line to 100 line, it will show all the errors. So I can easily find out. It's not by one by one. It will show all the error. Check all first to last all 100 lines at a time. It will check. Then it will show these all the lines there is an error. So you have to rectify. So easy to debug means easily we can correct it. So object-oriented programming makes it possible to create a full reusable applications with less. So it makes very easy create a reusable application means every code we can easily connect with one class to another class. Then less code for a procedural oriented program, if you want to write 100 line means here we can easily connect 20 lines is enough to complete the code. So short development time, easy. So compared to procedural, it's very short development time. Don't repeat yourselves. This principle is about reducing the repetition of code. You should extract out of the code that are common for the application and place them to single place and reduce them to instead of the repeated. Object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is a program paradigm. They relies on the concept of class and object. Actually, the object-oriented programming, the main concept is class and object. It is used to structure software programming into the simple or reusable piece. Is called normally called as blueprint. It's called as a class. Class is called as a blueprint of the code, which are used to create individual instance of the objects. There are many objects programming. Now we are using JavaScript, C++, Java and Python. So in our class we are going to use C++ or Python. The object-oriented programming is common method of structuring programmings that our developers should make time to properly understand. The object program is common method of structuring programs, common method to structure program, so that all developers should make it time to properly understand. So anybody can understand. Anybody who want to become a software engineer, you want to write plenty number of code, you want to so many. So the object-oriented program common method. This is the structure of methods. So structuring the program. So this is the way you have to structure. Everything is very users make easy to, programmer as an easy to make this object oriented, then properly we can understand. They involve building repeated property and behavior into the individual objects. So the object-oriented programming, it will make every involve building related properties and the behaviors individual objects. The object-oriented programming, there are basic concepts like object-oriented program system. These are the basic concept of object-oriented programming. Object means the real-world entity like pen, pencil, men, chair, table, computers. Everything is called as objects. Yes, right? Hello?
Yes.
Real world entity, everything is called as a pencil. Example, pencil, chair, table, paper, book, mouse, computer, everything is called real world objects. So based on this object, we can write a program. That's why we call it object. As I said earlier, here we can write a program for real world objects. So real world objects like a pencil, if you want to control your fan, you want to write a program, we can use object oriented programming concepts, because fan and everything, there is some property. Based on the property, we can write the program. So object-oriented program is methodology or paradigm to design the program using class and objects, simplify the software development, maintaining and providing some concepts. This is object-oriented programming concepts. Object, class, inheritance, polymerism, abstraction, encapsulations. You can memorize that this is the basic concept of object-oriented programming. So in coming classes, we are going to study about detailing what is class, what is object, what is inheritance, what is polymerism, abstraction and encapsulation. So I'll be explaining today. I'll give you some just introduction. The next week onwards, we will go for each and every topic. Then I'll give you how to create a program. Then how we create a program, how the example, everything I'll give you on every day. Coming class, every class we are going to study about particular one topic. Okay. So today I will give you just introduction about all the things. What is object, class, inheritance, polymerism, abstraction, and encapsulation. So coming day we are going to see about example, how to write a coding. Then example, how we related with real world objects. Then real world inheritance means where we are using real world sample application. Everything will be seen in the coming class. So the object-oriented basic concepts are object, class, inheritance, polymerism, abstraction, encapsulations. These are basic concepts of object-oriented programming. So what is class? So what is class and objects? So look at this picture. Hello, all of you here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much. See, class and objects, two main aspects of object-oriented programming. See different. Look at this picture, easily you can understand. Class means car. Car normally we call it as a class. So car, we have some objects like Benz car, BMW, Audi, Porton, Pedway, everything is called as objects. Yes, right? Car is the name. Commonly everything is called as a car. So car has different companies, right? Mercedes, BMW, Audi, everything. So this is we call as objects. I hope you'll understand.
Yeah, I got it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So next example, fruits. Fruits is common class. Then fruits, we have so many type of fruits like apple, banana, pineapple, strawberry, mango, jackfruits. And then your Malaysia we call it rambutan, right? Rambutan. Then so many fruits are here. Hey, what is your national fruit? The Malaysia national fruit. I forgot the name. Hello.
Malaysian national fruit.
Yeah, it gets very smelly. I forgot.
Durian.
Durian, yes, good.
Uh,
So durian, everything's called like objects, right? Banana, apple, pineapple, strawberry, everything's called objects. All common name is fruits. Like human, another example is human. We have human have male and female, right? They are objects. Human is a class, but male, female, everything is called as a objects. This is the way we are going to create the programs. Like animal is the class, object of the animals. See, elephant, tiger, lion, deer, everything is called as a objects. So the class is the template for objects. This is the example, guys. This is the example. So now how we are going to write a program. So if for example, when we going to create a student database, student is the class. Student is the class. So student name, we have student for fundamental of computer, we have so many students are here. Now if you want to create a class means fundamental of computer students is the class, but inside the students we have 4 students are here. Serena one students, Nurain, then so many names are here, right? So you all objects. I hope you'll understand, guys. Well, this is called objects. So class is the template for the object, and object is the is an instant of the class. When the individual objects are created, then inherit all the variable and functions from the class. I'll show you the example. See, C++ most is an object-oriented programming language. Everything in the C++ associate with class and objects. When you go to write the program with C++, all the programs, everything is with class and objects, along with the attributes and methods. For example, real world, we see about a car is the object, is an object, means class. The car has attributes such as a weight and color. Weight and color, this is we call as an attribute. And methods, it's like a drive, brake, everything is called as a methods. For example, student is called a class. Student name, like for student 1, student 2, student 3 is called as a it's called as objects. Then attributes, your attributes are student ID or something like that. Then your methods are what are the subject you are studying, everything. So we can divide like that, one by steps. So this is we call object basic concepts. So this car is, if you look at that, car is the object, means the car has attributes. So weight and color, design, everything is called as attributes. Methods, drive, break, then inside everything is called as everything is called as a methods. Attribute and methods are basically variable. The attributes is called as a variable. Methods we call as a functions. These all, when we look at this program, then easy to understand how what is variable means. Temporarily we can be temporary address. Instant of name, we want to collect the, if you want to create the data, you want to get the name from temporary name. It's called variable. Temporary, you can assign that is temporary name. Well, if you overall learned C++, all of you know about variable. The functions that are belong to the class. These are often you referred as a class members. All together we call it as a class members. The class use the different data types that we can use. A different data type means as a user can create a name. So that's why we call it as a user different data type. Can use this a program. It is work with object constructor or blueprint creating the objects. See next concept. Class and objects, we go to next, we're going to see inheritance, polymerism, abstract, and then encapsulations. Next, abstract. Abstractions. See, what is abstraction means?
A process where you show only relevant data and hide unnecessary details of an object.
See, now if you go to the bank, right? If you go to the bank, but you have so many data inside your bank operation, but it will shows your name and your account number, then your password, right? So only we can show only unnecessary relevant. Unrelevant data you will be hiding. All remaining data, everything will be hide, right? So if you want to create this concept, we are using abstraction concept. This is the way we are creating some sort of programs. Yeah, a few minutes. I think your faculty they are calling me. Give me 2 minutes, guys. I'll have to check.
All right.
Here the objective any students going to take exam yearly. Hello, hello.
What's that?
Sorry, sir.
If any students going to take exams on yearly, you want to finish yearly.
I would like to finish it early so I can make it.
One students they want all the records from the object-oriented programming notes and everything. They're going to stick for different exams. Okay, later I will discuss. Okay. See, the abstractions is one of the concept, the process where you can show only relevant data. So hiding unnecessary detail of the objects from all the users. So, for example, data, the students, they have personal name and skills and jobs and then everything. So if you want to take necessary data, if you want to show only necessary data, remaining data you want to hide. So this is the way we want to write the program for banking sectors, everything. So this concept we call as abstractions. So the abstraction means we can show only necessary data. We will be avoid all the other data, but all data other data are important, but we will be hide. All unnecessary data we will hide for the object and users. So this is abstract means we can show only the relevant data. All the data will be hide. This concept is called abstraction. Another one is called encapsulations. The strategy that bind the data with the code that manipulated it keeps the data and code safe from the external interface. In the encapsulation, there is a meaning with the name capsule, right? Capsule, all of you know the tablet capsule, right? Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Capsules inside all the medicines inside all the medicines. So like same as the capsule means within all the data, code manipulate all the data keeping inside the data, but see the method, variable, everything, all the data is, all the details inside the single class. So this is called encapsulations. This is we call as the encapsulations. See, look at this picture encapsulations, car, model, speed, engine, speed limit, then drive, stop, all the information which will encapsulation to one single name. So single name means single class. So this is we call as encapsulation means we all the data will store into single name. This is we call as an encapsulation. This is one of the concept of object-oriented programming. In the name, there is a meaning with the name capsule, like all the mentions with in single capsule. So this is the example. The class is the name means we can method and variable. So next one is called inheritance. Another concept is inheritance. Inheritance. So inheritance, the mechanism by which an object acquires the sum of some property of another objects. Some property of another objects. Inheritance related with one object to another objects. one object to another objects. See example. Example, there's father is one of the one separate person, mother is the separate person, right? But child is inherited by father and mother. I hope you understand. Hello.
Yeah, it's a
So
combination.
this is inheritance. This is basic concept. This is the concept of inheritance. For example, student, right? There is a student. One is academic, other one is called non-academic data. But two data will be integrated with as a student name. All of you understand? Yes, right? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
got it.
See, inheritance, another example, if you take it any one student name, but you are student, there is a separate marks for fundamental of computer, then principles of programming, object-oriented programming. If you have so many subjects, there is a separate subject. But all the data is inheritance by your name. So like then another class wise, the attendance, news, grade, then your paper, everything is inheritance. For example, in this class, I'll be conducting as a midterm exam, your quiz, assignments, everything all separate data, but it will come to one single name. Like I can manage inheritance. I can inherit the data. So like parents, children, or you can take it as like this inheritance of data. You can imagine that grandfather, father, children's, right? Grandfather, then fathers, then children's. You can imagine that. You hope you understand, guys. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Like another example, ingredients like car. As I said earlier, car is the class. Objects are PMW, Benz car, and everything like that. Same as Toyota or something like that. You can imagine that car is the car. Car have a Toyota. Toyota has Innova, then Etios, then so many varieties, right? These are all made. Car related with the Toyota, Toyota is related with they are divided together. So this is the way we want to write the program. This is concept is called inheritance. Another one is called polymerism. So polymerism is way of process object differently based on their data type. So another words, object can have some same name for the methods, but its implementation may different. The way of process object differently based on their data types. In other words, object can have same name or method, but implementation may difference. I hope you'll understand. Look at this picture. Hello?
Can you
Hello?
explain more, sir?
So, see, the polymerism process object differently based on their data types. Process objects differently based on the data types. But other words, object have the same name for methods, but implementation may different. See, look at this picture. This is the name is called Jack, or if you can assign name, he is the man, right? Right?
Yeah.
This is the man. His name is called Jack or anything. But his name is same name is Jack. But if you go to his family, he's act as a family man, right? His father. Understand? His role is
Right.
father. If you go to shopping mall, his role is customer. But same name, same data. Go to office like he's a manager or something like that. If you go to play the game, he's a sportsman. If you go to work, so wherever you go, but same data type, same name, but he's act as a different role. Understand?
Understand, sir. Got it.
Same like we have to write the program. So these are the basic normal everyday real world. There is a different concept, different types. Based on that, if we want to, we are writing the programs. See, as a software engineer, if you want to write a program for real world, for example, if you're going to write a program for grocery stores, they can understand how we are collecting program. Then each and everything there's we are following some basic normal day concepts. matching, going to write, if you want to write the program for shopping, shopping like Lazada or online shopping or online restaurants, if you're going to any develop the concepts, we following the object oriented like real world object classes. These are the example. We have some certain names like polymerism, encapsulation like this, but we are writing the program everything based on the real world objects. Okay guys, so this is how we are writing the program we are going to study in this class. I think about this class is finished. This is basic concept guys. Next week onwards, all of you able to see my screen? Sure,
Right
no.
now, nope.
Right now, no, right?
Nope.
So in coming class, we are going to study how to, if your object means how to we can write, what is the fluent. I'll give you more example, how to write a program. Class, how to write a program for class, then how to create a class name, then methods, how to create the program. Then I'll give you some example program, then you have to do, then your laptop, they can show me the output. Next class, we'll see one by one every day inheritance, how to do the inheritance, polymerism. So every day we can, I'll show you the concepts. Okay guys? Hello?
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay guys, then here I'm planning to teach with C++ because all the beginner foundation students, the Python is not good for it because it's advanced level. So we will be learn through C++ language. Okay?
Alright, sir. Through phone, can you write, sir? Just download the app.
Phone also can. Okay, phone also can, no problem. The who are using your laptop, I'll show you
Nope.
how to use, how to download the software. Okay. All of you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Guys, if you want to download this C++ software, you go to Google, you can type code, C-O-D-E code, blocks, B-L-O-C-K-E-S, code blocks. So it will appear one website, the name is called http www.codeblocks.com, www.codeblocks.com. Go to the codeblocks.com. All of you listening, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So codeblocks.com, codeblocks.com, not codeblocks.org. Okay, change the name. See, go to CodeBlock. There is a left hand side. There is a download option is here. If you are able to see the download options, just click download. Go to, there is so many options are here. Download the binary release, download the source code, retrieve the source code or something. Just go to click binary, download the binary release. Okay, download the binary release. Then you have to, you can choose Microsoft, Microsoft Windows Vista Extra. Then you go to Microsoft Windows. You can go to choose fourth one, code blocks 20.03 MIG WMING MIG setup.exe. You can choose this one. Okay. Okay, guys. Hello.
Okay, sir.
Got it.
Choose fourth one. Source code you can click here, so automatically you can download. All of you know how to install. My one is already installed here. Hey, anybody using Apple?
Me, sir.
Hello? Okay, Apple. Okay. Okay, if you can download, then you can install it. Okay. Install. All of you know, double click, then you can install. So many ads now. See Mac OS, you go to Mac, you go to come down. For download, there is some Microsoft Windows. You can come down. There is a Mac OS X. Just you can click directly. You can click this one. Okay, guys. Hello.
All right.
If you're going to use anybody mobile phone, I will send you the another. But better if you use laptop, then very easy. Okay, guys.
All right.
Right. Next week I'll show you how to use the software. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys.